This 25-minute workout is a great cardio workout that's very easy on the knees, low impact, but I'll always be giving you suggestions for modifications in case you want to make it more intense or less intense. And we'll be going about 1.5 miles. But the main thing we're going to do is have a blast. Let's get going. We're going to start out with a little step tap. Now with our step taps, these are going to be our resting steps, step taps. When we're not doing our resting step, we're going to be doing intervals, about 20 seconds each, in trios. Don't worry, I'll show you how it goes. Now we can always do a little bit of an arm movement with our step taps, like these little shoulder rolls. But if ever you want to just bring your heart rate down, don't do the arms that I suggest. It's all up to you. We're going to start with a little warm-up trio. It goes like this. We're going to take a deep breath in and then hands on the thighs, round your back and let it go. Again, so we're warming up your back first with our little warm-up trio of movement. Everything up. Now settle into your feet and we take a little reach to the top. We're in our second 20-second interval in our little warm-up intervals. We want to keep the ears over the shoulders. We're kind of tick-tocking side to side to warm up through the waist. Our third interval is a little crossover step, and we have moved up to a little tap tap with our legs. See how this little twist warms up your back in another way, right? So we're taking the back in 3 directions. Here we go. Here's our second set in our trio. So we're taking our back into that curve, letting it down, and again. Remember, we're taking those deep breaths in. Curve your back, let it down, and come on up. Now here we go with our side to side. So we really plant our feet so that we can get a little lateral flexion in the spine, right through the waist. We're going to take this into a little twist with that tap tap. So here we go, our third warm-up interval. Trying to keep the ears always over the shoulders and the back nice and long. So that's how it goes. We have our little trios of intervals, 20 seconds. We do them twice, then we return to our step tap. So our step tap is our little resting step. If you'd like to do a little elbow back, gives you a little bit more warm up. For our next intervals, we're going to move down to the hips and legs. So we're doing these lunges and trying to get our back heel toward the floor. We're going to take our legs in a back and then a side and then a front series of moves. This is the back, obviously, and here comes the sides. Now, if you'd like to go faster, here's the fast version. So you can choose to go faster or slower. It will affect how many steps you get in, but you know, you do what's best for you. Now we're coming with the hip to the front. These are little marches. We're keeping the ears over the shoulders, trying to keep your back super straight. So there's that trio. We're going to do it one more time. Remember the first move? We take our leg to the back. Now, I know your arms are swinging up, right? But we want to try to always keep the shoulders down as our arms swing up. Going to the side is next. You can go fast or slow, your choice. So There's the slow count. Now, if you're going slow and you want to pick up that leg, that's also a nice little variation. Or we can go the fast tempo. Next, we take that hip leg to the front. And we just have these little marches, pulling the arms back. Chest is up, abs are tight, all that's going on. We're almost ready for our step taps. Here we go, step and tap. Now, if you feel like, you don't want your heart rate going up that fast, you can just keep your arms down. But if you want to add some arms and let that heart rate climb a little bit, here's a suggestion. Next, we're going to do a step called a ballet lunge. We take it step and behind, and step and behind, but we're going to add an arm, a little chest lift. So we just really open the chest. It's a nice little twist. Double step. So a double step is just 2 steps in a row. We're going to take it with a twist. Now your knees are tracking straight ahead over your toes. It's just the top that does the twist. 20 seconds is up. Our next move is this repeater move. We all know how to do this one, right? So I'm making my arms go like, I don't know, paddling a canoe. And that gives a little twist to it. We'll do 10 seconds on each side. Step and tap. Now let's do the arms pressing back. This time we'll keep them straight. We're ready to do that whole little trio. Again, starting with the ballet lunge. Here we go. So it just crosses behind in a little slight twist. Very elegant movement, isn't it? We're going to do the double step next. Remember, the knees are going to track over the toes. So the knees stay forward. It's just a twist from the waist. Next is going to be those repeaters. We have 10 seconds on each side. Here we go. The arms are like paddling the canoe, and that gives us a little twist. Other side. Coming back into those step taps. Now let's take the arms up like a goalpost, if you like, and then we clap the elbows. We're going to go back to the double step next, but the arms are going to be different. They're going to be a loop. I'll show you how. Ready for the double step? It's 2 steps and 2 steps. Here's the loop. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's just 2 big circles. Now from here, we're going to step out and do a mock jumping jack. If you would rather do traditional jumping jacks here, you'll get more steps in. Your heart rate will probably go higher, but that's an impact move. So our next move goes step, knee, walk, walk, like this. Step, knee, walk, walk. Now remember the days when we used to take step classes? I love step classes. This was one of the most common moves we would do. We're back to the center for 2 loops. So it's a double step. Next, we're going into those mock jumping jacks, or if you want to do the real thing, be my guest. Here we go. Way to the side. Getting ready for step, knee, walk, walk. Here it is. Now, when we used to do these in step class, we'd go corner to corner like this. And the name of the step was corner to corner. Okay, ready? We're gonna return to the step tap. Let's take the arms in a fly, up and down. Our next move is gonna be the high stepper. It's just a big march. All right, here we go. That knee is gonna start coming up. The shoulders stay down as the arms alternate in this little windmill pattern. See how the legs are going in the front? All we're gonna do is turn it out a little bit and put it in the back. But we keep our arms right in that windmill. It's like a smooth transition. Now next, we're gonna use a lot of core to stabilize our tops, our shoulders and our abs as we go into this little step called the Rockettes. So we gotta really stabilize our core so that the arms don't move at all. Because you know, if you are a rocket and you're moving your arms, everybody would fall over. All right, back up. We're back up to our high stepper. Remember to keep the ears over the shoulders. Nice deep breaths. Ready to take it back. The arms are pretty seamless. Now, if you don't like bending your knee up like that, you could always just take it to the side like this. Next, we're going back to the chorus line. Really holding in the core. There's a little twist on the bottom, but the chest is really lifted. And the arms don't move. Step and tap. Ooh. So let's take that deep breath in. We're gonna pull down if you want to do some arms. Heart rate should be coming up. Next, we're gonna do a long lunge with a kick forward. So just step out into a lunge. Whatever is your standing leg, that's the arm that's gonna go up and then tap your leg as it kicks. Now we wanna really keep our upper body lifted. So lunge and kick, other side. Here we go. Upper body stays lifted. In between these kicks, we're gonna add a step to kind of loosen up. It will be a jazz grapevine. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, tap. It's just 3 in a tap, except you cross behind. This is a real basic jazz one step. The grapevine, jazz grapevine. Back into that lunge and kick. So it's lunge and kick. Lunge, trying to keep your chest lifted. 20 seconds of this is a long time. Other side. Yeah, you really have to pull the core together. Erectors in your back. I mean, it really takes a lot to do this with beautiful posture, being lifted. That's why I say when we go into the grapevine, it's kind of like, a let go. Here it is. Yeah, it's kind of a let go move. Just fun. We're about to return to our step tap. If you want to do some arms, let's do like a figure 8. So here's the step tap. The arms can just swoosh into a figure 8. Feels kind of like it loosens you up a little bit after all that holding of the core. The next step is also an old jazz step. It's called a push it lunge. So it pushes back 2 times. Push it lunge. Now that push it lunge is going to turn into a skater. So a skater, you're kind of low. You're low, but you have a step behind, little tap behind. Arms are swinging. Kind of low. And now we're going to come back up to the top and bring the knee up. As the knee comes up, arms make a little rainbow shape. And that rainbow shape taps the leg that comes up. Returning back into those push-it lunges. Here we go. And you see how I am also doing like a little tricep kickback with my arms? So the elbows are high. And that gets you a little, arm work while we're at it. Ready for the skater? Now we're low. Little swoop. And it taps behind. This is going to turn into standing up tall and bringing the knee in. And here's the little rainbow on the top. So we're stepping side to side, getting ready for that step tap for a little rest. Now, if you feel like you need to keep your arms down, take this rest, please do. Other side, otherwise, we'll just return to the fly. Now, the next move, you can make it hard or harder. We're gonna do those repeaters again, but this time we're doing them for 20 seconds. Now, if you keep your arms down like this, your heart rate is gonna, elevate. But see what I'm doing now with my arms up? That really gets your heart rate up. So if you'd like to get it higher, do those repeaters with those big arms. We kind of had to take the twist out of it. But boy, this really elevates your heart rate. Our next step is just out, in, out, in. Here we go. It goes out and in. Out. You kind of recover your breath. And if you like, you take the arms in a twist, but always that knee tracks straight ahead. Here comes our next 20 seconds of repeaters. So you choose where you want the arms. The way I'm doing it, my heart rate is like skyrocketing. So you choose. You ready for the other side? 20 whole seconds. It's like the longest 20 seconds in the whole workout if you're doing your arms. Whew. We're gonna take the leg out and in, out and in. 2 more seconds. Here we go. Out and in, out and in. If you want to, you just take that little twist, but make sure that your knees are tracking straight ahead. Back to the step tap. Now, let's go back to that shoulder roll. We're gonna start to bring it down a little bit. Those 20-second repeaters were like the apex. We're gonna do a walking step called a jazz star. So it goes out, out, in. Now I'm doing a right lead on this jazz star, but we don't wanna be the kind of movers that can only do one side. So we'll do the left lead next after our middle move, which will just be some squats. Now, if you feel like that hurts your knees to do the squats like that, just keep the arms moving. We just want to keep something moving. We're gonna go the left lead with those jazz stars. Here we go. It goes out, out, in. Okay, let's add the arms. We're gonna go back to those squats. I know it makes it into a quad instead of a trio, but that's okay. Here we go. So now we're gonna do that whole thing again. The right lead, jazz stars, and then the left lead, jazz stars, with the squats in the middle, like a sandwich. All right, here we go, right lead. Out, out, in. Keeping those shoulders down. Ears over the shoulders. Here's the sandwich. Down. Okay, left lead is gonna be next. Remember, if it doesn't feel good on your knees, please don't do it. The knees are the boss. Getting ready for that left lead, jazz star. Here it is. Out, out, in. So you really want to try to take your legs kind of far out, so you can tell the difference between the out and the in. Back into our little lunges, our squats. Then we return to our step taps. We're gonna start bringing everything down a little bit. So on our step taps, let's just do the figure eight swoosh. So little figure eight with a swooshy feel. We're gonna add some big arms next, but with a lunge that stays still. That way we start stretching out the back of the leg, but we get a great big lift in the chest, and that arm is keeping our heart rate up. So we want to come up with beautiful form. Other side. Yes, we lean a little bit into that leg when we go forward. And then you pull your back down as you open, so the shoulder stays down, away from the ear. Next move, we want to track the knees over the toes. So we have 10 toes forward, and we're just side to side, tracking the knees over the toes. If you like, you can pull it down. Or just keep your hands on your hips, whatever feels good to you. Back to the lunge, here we go. So that back leg, if we can keep the heel on the floor, we get a really nice stretch in the calf. Ready to change sides, big loopy moves. All the time your chest kind of stays up. We never want to, collapse any movement. We want our movement to be lifted and open and free. And here we go to the center, right and left. Your back is kind of flat forward. I'll show you. It's not really over all the way, but you're not slumping. And reaching down if you like. We're gonna return to our step tap. Here we go. Oh, but we wanna bring it down. So, little bitty arms, deep breath in. Now let it go. Deep breath in and let it easy float down. Should feel kind of floaty. Now take the feet away and float it down. All the way up. Just float it down. So, keeping your chest lifted. We don't want to stick anything out. Chest is lifted, and then you get your tailbone straight down so you can get those deep breaths in. Everything down. Your back comes up now. We're just going to do a few of these cats. If you want to keep on working out, I have 2 videos that you can click on right now. So if you'd like to keep working out, I have this one that is for the glutes or this one that is for the triceps. Just click on either one of them. Keep going. But at the end, don't forget to stretch. I'll see you next time.